Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Environment Committee for Tuesday, January 9th. Happy New Year, everyone. Warm day today. May it last. Okay, I've called the meeting to order, and the first item is approval of the agenda, which has been amended since it was posted online.
I will move the amended agenda, Chair Rummel.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The amendment. Good morning. The agenda has been approved. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from December 12th. Are there any changes or additions to that set of minutes?
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The minutes have been approved. Now we move on to the business portion of the meeting, and the first item is item 2018-14, Industrial Pre-Treatment Incentive Program, IPIT. And Mr. Smith is going to walk us through this item.
Good afternoon, members of the council. Before you is business item 218-14. The proposal there is that the Metropolitan Council authorize its regional administrator to increase the IPIP contract for Kemp's from 0.7 million to 0.9 million. You may recall back in November with business item 2017-246 on November 8th, the council approved two contracts for IPIP. One was for Northern Star, and the other was for Michael's Food. The other was for Kemp's. Northern Star was around 11.2 million, and then we had Kemp's at 725,000. Once those approvals moved forward, Kemp's went back to their contractors and got a revised bid. Since we had been in negotiations with them for about a year to get this up and running. And when it came back from the rebid, it came up a little higher at $873,000. So that is more than a 10% increase in the contract. And so in accordance with council policy, we needed to bring this back before both the Environment Committee and the broader council to increase, basically it's to increase the approval for Kemp's from 725,000 to 873,000. Other than that, there's no changes to the scope or to the nature of the agreements. And at that, I'll take any questions.
Questions, committee members?
No questions. I'll move the motion. Chair
Second.
Rummel.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're all set.
Thank you very much.
Has been approved. Now we move to item 2018-16. So odd to say that. Acquire and condemn real property in Plymouth for Maine odor control. And Mr. Dents is going to walk us through this.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. This item requests that the Metropolitan Council pass Resolution 2016-1, authorizing the acquisition of real property for the Plymouth Force Main Odor Control Project, project number 807637, and also to direct our attorneys to initiate condemnation proceedings for those parcels that cannot be acquired by direct negotiation. Let's see if this works. These are the parcels. The red is the permanent easement, the green being the temporary construction easement. And this is the underground vault that is being proposed. This would house odor control vessels, carbon vessels, with a capacity of 12,000 CFM. Now, the need for this stems from the discharge of the Plymouth Force Main basically at the intersection of Van White and Olson Memorial Highway near the Summit Academy. And we've had to do some reconfiguration of the Plymouth Force Main due to the Blue Line Light Rail Transit Project. Presently, we have a project, part of the project, an advanced project going on to separate the storm and the sanitary at that location. But in anticipation of a light rail station being in this location, as well as all the redevelopment that's proposed, we believe odor control is necessary. We looked at 8 sites, 2 or 3 of them in close proximity to that intersection, and others a bit south. And the one that's recommended and agreeable to all the parties is the one that's shown in this diagram. So this action serves to advance the lens of um, stewardship. We try to do things efficiently to promote growth as well as protect the environment, prevent rework or multiple activities at the same time. So I think this odor control will serve us well. This is an area of no corrosion, sulfides, and odors. And with the reconfiguration, there probably will be more generation because we reconfigured it to include some gravity sewer. So with that, I would ask that the council pass resolution 2018-1 that authorizes the acquisition of real property for the Plymouth Force Main Odor Control Project, and also direct our attorneys to commence condemnation proceedings in the event we need to go that route. And I'm more than happy to entertain any questions you might have.
Looks like we have a number of them. I think I saw Councilmember Reynoso first and Councilmember
Ladowski.
Latowski, and then Councilmember Melander. So, so yeah. Ed,
Thank you, Madam Chair. Scott, so a couple questions. Can you kind of explain a little more what specific, is it the red area that where the acquisition is for, or the green?
Madam Chair, the red is what we call permanent easement that gives us the property rights to have a facility, to own and operate a facility in this location. It's owned by, I believe, by the Minneapolis Public Housing Authority.
Okay.
And it's in a parking lot. And I don't believe, at least they haven't stated that there are any issues with us being there. And all the parties are agreeable to this is the best spot for this facility. It's a little bit off the alignment. We're going to have to run ductwork up to the interceptor to capture the odorous air. But this is the site that everybody feels is correct. The green line, the green hatched area is the temporary construction easement. That's only there for the duration of the construction. That'll be all restored and it'll be a parking lot. Basically, the structure's below ground. There might be a vestibule building above the ground that will allow access to the facilities below.
a follow-up from Councilmember Reynoso.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And so I'm looking at the picture. Are those homes adjacent to it? And if so, was there some type of engagement with those residents at all?
Madam Chair, I don't believe we really started engagement with the residents yet.
But there will
But
be.
there will be, of course.
Councilmember Latowski.
Thank you so much, Chair. I think you kind of answered my question. I was wondering who owned this property. And I'm probably more familiar with this area than a lot of people in this room, but I still don't quite know who owns that oval. You think it's the Public Housing Authority, not the City of Minneapolis?
That's who we're going to be discussing this with, yes.
Okay, okay. And I don't know if it matters, but I'm also on the board of the Public Housing Authority. I don't think there's any conflict there, but just to let everybody know that.
Thank you. Councilmember Melander?
So I missed when you said that I understand the whole order piece. You made reference to Summit Academy. But you said there's going to be a future transit, or was I just hearing things?
Madam Chair, the Blue Line light rail is going to run
Mhm.
down Olson Memorial Highway and depart through Highway and go up the railroad alignment to the north.
So,
There
so
is a proposed transit station basically at Van White and Olson Memorial Highway, and that's approximately where Plymouth Force Main discharges.
here's my comment, because we're having so many struggles with Southwest, and so the question, and hopefully you'll answer it how I think you're going to, is we'd have to do this whether the Blue Line happens or not.
Madam Chair, I think it's to our advantage to do it. Yes.
But I mean, it's we're not just doing it for this future project that might be in there. We're doing it because if in fact the Blue Line doesn't come through, for unfortunately or for whatever it might be, this still is something that needs to happen.
Madam Chair, I think it has benefits for us in that there is proposed redevelopment and it's going to be denser, and we know there's an issue there now. It's evidenced by odor emissions as well as corrosion damage to the pipe, and so we need to treat this air.
So that would be kind of a yes, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I should
No, that's it. Thanks. Great.
Councilmember Latowski?
Thank you. Again, I'm wondering if you could explain, what is the odor problem now, and does it shift the odor problem, or does it make it go away?
Madam Chair, I don't believe it shifts it. We are going to capture the odorous air and treat it, remove the sulfides, the odor, and discharge it to atmosphere. So we're moving the facility away from where the odor is discharged, but we're capturing the odorous air and treating it.
And so what will the impacts be on this particular area? Not just the houses that Councilmember Reynoso mentioned, but people who are walking around that pond and future development. I mean, is it going to
Madam Chair,
benchy?
basically you should see the vault and the equipment will be below ground. You'll see a vestibule building, a small building that would house an entrance to the vault below. We like those buildings, that it keeps the frost away and makes access to the vault easier and to accomplish. When we change carbon, we'll have to open the top of the hatches and remove carbon and then reintroduce carbon. There'll be two vessels in the vault as well as a blower to move the air. So if you're walking down the street there and you're going to see a small building, maybe similar to a small bus stop, but enclosed, and it'll be near or adjacent to that parking lot, and I don't think will impact or cause an eyesore at all.
Okay,
Ha-
thank you.
Have we got a budget? Is this in the budget, or I don't see any dollars in this?
Madam Chair, yes, it is.
We've already budgeted for this.
Madam Chair, I'd have to check to see if the construction's budgeted, but we have budget for the design, and I believe we have budget for its construction.
Chair, can I ask a question to Member Latowski? So is this the Sumner Glenwood townhouse project? I'm just looking at a different map.
Yeah.
Just trying to get my mind where this thing is.
So, Chair, yes, Councilmember Melander, Heritage Park.
Yep.
Right, so some of it is north of
Sure,
Olson,
right.
and then this is the part that's south of Olson.
Okay.
but you'll see on one of the images, there's the area with the pond.
Mhm.
That's all developed and stuff. And then there's a vacant space to the right of that, and that is
Okay.
kind of the remaining part of Heritage Park that has yet to be developed. That they expect will be developed with the blue line coming through. And
So it's west of Bryant?
west of Bryant, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Are there other questions for Mr. Dents? If not, a motion is in order.
Move approval.
Have a motion to approve
Second.
and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. And thank you, Mr. Dents. Are you on for the next one too? Or is that you?
No.
Item 2018-21,
Looks like me.
Renee is going to bring us up to date on this one.
Got a lot of stinky items.
Yeah, right. A lot of odor control today.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Madam Chair. Members of the Environment Committee, my name is Renee Heflin. I am the Manager of Plant Engineering Technical Services. The business item before you is 2018-21, ratification of emergency declaration for repair of St. Croix Valley odor control and sludge loadout building.
This is our week for odor control, huh?
A fire occurred around midnight Sunday, January 7th, in the odor control sludge loadout building at the St. Croix Valley wastewater treatment plant. It appears to have started within one of three odor control fans. The Washington County Fire Department was able to extinguish the fire and return the building to council operations and maintenance staff at about 3:15 in the morning. No one was hurt.
That's good.
At this point, we just have a preliminary estimate of damages based on observations of staff. One odor control fan is shot or gone. We're missing badly damaged one carbon odor control unit, one odor control panel. A lot of the ductwork is FRP 36-inch and 48-inch diameter was ruined or damaged. Wire and conduit for process and building HVAC was badly damaged and needs to be restored. The fire detection system is no longer operable. There's not enough to get us to RMF, and then the fire burned enough it damaged that safety system, which is very important that we, try to restore that immediately. Lighting, so a lot of the lighting got damaged, and of course, there's soot and fire debris throughout the building. The estimated cost for remediation, total cost, is about $750,000. We haven't dug into it. As a result of the fire, all three odor control units are inoperable, and we are currently working to restore operability of two of the three units. We think we'll have them up by next Wednesday, and we've started today to clean up. We have a contractor in there moving debris out of the way and starting to clean shovel some of the soot out of the building. I believe we also have temporary lighting in place so that we can do a more thorough evaluation and assessment of the damages. Just a few pictures is where we think the fire started. This used to be a fan. And then just another look at the ductwork overhead. This would be when I said all three of the units are inoperable. The suction is manifolded, and so we need to be able to get in there and cap as soon as we can get to good material to cap that and get the other two units in place. We'd probably also have to add carbon to one of the canisters because it probably got filled with smoke. We'll see. But we're trying to get two units in to get that system operable as quickly as we can. One thing, that will take till Wednesday, but we can also add chemical to the influent, so we're not sensing odors at the plant, but we want to get this building back um, as soon as we can, as quickly as we can. At least in a temporary phase, we'll do a more thorough assessment, and then we will come back to do a restoration project. This project supports the Thrive lens of stewardship. The work support efforts to maintain the region's wastewater treatment system. And the proposed action is that the Metropolitan Council ratifies the emergency declaration. It should be a business item is attached for the repair of the odor control and the sludge load-out building at the St. Croix Valley wastewater treatment plant in the estimated amount of $750,000.
Thank you, Renee. Other questions or concerns? Councilmember Wolf?
No, I was going to make the motion, so you go ahead.
Madam Chair, I was just curious, how did it start? Was it electrical? Was it gases? How did it start?
Madam Chair, we don't know at this time. It appears within that unit is where the worst damage is. It's one of the odor control fans within that, but we don't have results really of an investigation or an analysis.
And there was nobody present in the plant at the time.
Madam Chair, that is correct. The dispatch at RMF, the Regional Maintenance Facility, received the alarms and made the phone calls, and of course the plant business unit manager showed up. We had Washington County Fire Department, Bayport Fire Department, and I believe also Oak Park Heights Police. A lot of support arriving on the scene to help and mitigate the situation.
Excellent. Other questions? Councilmember Melander?
Yeah. So we're just going to bring it back to the condition it was before. Are we going to take a look about other things that we might be able to do to, I mean, from an efficiency standpoint, or I'm assuming that this thing is fairly old. I mean, the fan housing, or
Madam Chair, as we restore, we would, I'm sure we would implement any mechanical improvements as far as efficiency. Those are pretty standard. I don't know that the existing motors were inefficient or the fan, but we would incorporate all of our standard specifications and our design guidelines as we went into the permanent restoration project.
so one other question, if I could. So do you know the age of the fans or the machines, or?
Madam Chair, I do not, but somebody here might. Tim Amstutz,
I mean, are they original, or?
I think it was put in around 1996.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks.
So you said that you're going to get the two fans up hopefully by Wednesday. Any prognosis about the third fan? So are we looking at some problems this summer?
yes, Madam Chair, I estimated Q3, and Mike Marinas, he said we will get that. I estimated Q4, and I was encouraged to complete the project by Q3, so I'm committed to complete the rest of the project Q3 of this year, 2018. So that would be a lot of things. We have to run all the conduit wire and clean out the HVAC units, do all the filters, probably a new odor control unit, carbon unit with a new fan. The FRP is that's not a off-the-shelf kind of thing in that size, so
So do you anticipate any problems with odor during the spring and summer for the neighbors? You have some close neighbors over there, don't you?
in Oak Park Heights, yes, ma'am, Madam Chair, we don't anticipate having the odors because we'll have the 2 units up and running, and we also have chemical now that we can add to the influence. So we have the control of the odors we feel.
Excellent. If there are no further questions, I think a motion is in order, and I thought I saw
Yes, Madam
Councilmember
Chair,
Wolf.
I would approve the proposed action as submitted to us, and with the comment that if you're going to have a few days of not being able to control odors, this would be the time of year for that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Renee, and thank you everyone who's presented today. We got through that very quickly. So we move to the information portion of the meeting, and that's our wonderful.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to encourage you to get to the next committee of the whole on January 17th. This is unusual, but Environmental Services has the whole agenda, I believe, at this point. So we're responding to your request to take the wastewater discussion to the committee of the whole, so that'll be a dominant part of that meeting. But we're also going to provide a quick update on what we heard from the region when we did the governor's 25 by 25 initiative. So I think you'll find that interesting as well, and possibly there'll be other work in the future that will stem from that. So if you can't get there, we will miss you, but we hope we can see you all.
So if I could, so the conversation we had at the last meeting, you're gonna do a committee of the whole? Unfortunately, I won't be there.
Oh, no.
Can we reschedule?
That's all right, you know. It's good that we're addressing it, thank you.
Great, and then depending on how the discussion moves at the committee of the whole, we may be coming back to this committee to see if we can have that public hearing that we originally were looking for. So if there's no further business to come before us,
Motion to adjourn.
going on,